Greetings, everyone. I wanted to provide you an update with where we are on potential of reopening the sanctuary for in-person worship. Last night, the One Board met and took recommendation from our worship task force. They read materials from other annual conferences about recommendations for how to open, when to open, and what to do. And they made recommendation based upon hours of conversation leading up to last night's meeting. Their recommendation was that we not reopen worship until Sunday, June 28th. I know that that will be disappointing for some people. We're very cognizant, and we continue to talk about those who are not able to watch our live stream or have difficulty doing so, and their desire to be back in the sanctuary and desire for others to be back in the sanctuary. But with more people opening up businesses here in Los Alamos County, with more people then starting to come up the hill, there is speculation that it's possible that the cases of COVID-19 here in Los Alamos County, which have been fairly stable for a long time, could spike. And we won't really know what that looks like until 14 days after that happens. And so we thought that that June 7th date that was set a while back was a little too soon for us. And so we said, well, let's give it at least 14 days, which put it at the 21st, but that's Father's Day, which tends to be a high attendance Sunday. We decided having more people than might normally come to be here is probably not the best way to start out following our new procedures and protocols. And so we're looking at June 28th. The One Board did vote unanimously to accept that date as a date we are looking to reopen the sanctuary for worship. In saying that, we will be one of the first of the mainline Protestant churches here in Los Alamos County to be doing that, at least based on the conversations I was having with other pastors in the past week. Others were looking end of June, maybe till July. They're still seeking guidance from their own denominations. I can say White Rock Presbyterian voted they will not be reopening their sanctuary until September. So there's a lot of different conversations that are taking place, lots of issues and ways that we need to be thinking. And so we appreciate everyone who responded to the survey that we put out about worship. Around 75% of those who responded said that they thought we should delay worship or weren't sure. About 15% of that said that they weren't sure when we should reopen worship. I would include myself in that. I didn't have a firm position one way or the other. And about 25% said, no, we're ready, let's reopen now. Again, we took that voice of people who are ready to be in the sanctuary seriously. We took those who said we need to delay because of safety concerns, listening to those who said they're not coming back for a while because of safety concerns. And so that extra time, we believe, buys us more time to do new training for our ushers and other worship leaders on new protocols that we will have to put in place for people to come into worship, and you'll hear more about that in the coming weeks. We'll publish a list, we'll provide another video and some training as well of what the sanctuary will look like before you come in, and procedures that we will be having to do, how we're going to do communion, how we're doing greeting, how we're doing offering, all of those things we will have a place for. It gives us time to, again, see what is happening in the county. If our cases spike, then we know that we would have had to potentially close right away. If everything stays stable, then we know that things are looking good in the county, and that'll give us more assurance of safety when we reopen on the 28th. And the last thing it will do is allow us a little bit more time to work on our technology. We will continue to live stream our worship services once we are back in sanctuary. But we want to be able to do the best job that we can do on that. We want you at home to be able to see basically the same thing that people here in the sanctuary would be seeing, so that we would, rather than putting the lyrics in this comment section, you'll have slides that will have the lyrics during the live stream. You'll be able to see slides for the sermon as they are appropriate, that you will be engaged in the same way those who are in the sanctuary are engaged in service. So we thank you for your guidance in responding. We thank you for your patience. We thank you for your faithfulness. We know that this news will be upsetting to some people, and please know that we We hear your voice. We also hear the voices of those who are concerned about how do we be safe in the sanctuary? How do they stay safe because of pre-existing conditions that make them at greater risk? And we're trying to take all of those into consideration. Again, as I said last week, I'd love to have you back in worship, but we want to make sure that we are safe when we are doing that. We want to make sure that we are deliberate in our process and in our protocols to keep us all safe so that we are not spreading germs, we're instead spreading the good news. So again, thank you, and God bless.